Carlos Modesto Botong Villaluz Francisco was born on November 4, 1912 in Angono, Rizal, Philippines. Botong Francisco studied at the University of the Philippines School of Fine Arts. He is considered one of the Philippines' most distinguished muralists and best known for his historical pieces. He created enormous canvases that chronicled the mythical world of the Filipino and its history, often seeking inspiration from tradition, folklore, myths, legends, and customs. Francisco's artworks employed bold folk colors, rhythmic lines, and decorative patterns. He evoked the communal life of Philippine gatherings and celebrations. His artworks show the contemporary Philippine village life. Awards and honors given to Botong Francisco. First prize at the exhibition of the Art Association of the Philippines at National Museum in 1948. Patnubay ng Sining at Kalinangan Award or Stalwart of Art and Culture in 1964. Here are the selected works of Botong Francisco. The Martyrdom of Rizal. The mural depicts the execution of Philippine national hero Dr. Jose Rizal at Bagong Bayan, now Rizal Park, on December 30, 1896. The mural was commissioned by Fort Santiago as part of the Rizal Shrine. Magpupukot in 1957. Magpupukot means pulling in the net. This picture is the actual painting where the mural was probably copied. Painting the lives of the fishing community was one of Botong's favorite subjects. Angono, his hometown, where he was based, was a fishing village. Other works of Botong Francisco. First Mass of Limasawa. The Progress of Medicine in the Philippines. Bayanihan in 1962. Progress through Education in 1964. Filipino Struggles through History. Carlos Botong Francisco passed away in March 31, 1969 at the age of 55 and was declared National Artist for Visual Arts in 1973. Fernando Amorsolo was born in Paco, Manila on May 30, 1892. He is one of the most important artists in the history of the Philippines. Fernando Amorsolo is known for his craftsmanship and mastery in the use of light. He studied in the University of the Philippines for Visual Arts. Some of these selected paintings has been bought and sold by Geringer Art Limited, a Honolulu-based art gallery which specializes in the art of Fernando Amorsolo. Planting Rice. This work was made in 1922 and is one of his most famous works. It illustrates Filipino farmers who are planting rice. This beautiful portrait has a fantastic lighting effect and reflections in the water. This artwork also contains a phenomenal landscape and lighting. The Making of the Philippine Flag. Fernando Amorsolo made this painting to illustrate how the Philippine flag was made. It is also to remind us the traditions and customs and make us realize the true reflection of the Filipino soul. Here are the other works of Fernando Amorsolo. Afternoon Meal of the Workers in 1939. An Afternoon Bath in 1948. Antipolo Market Scene in 1960. Baguio Marketplace in 1934. Baguio Rice Fields in 1944. Bathing by the Stream in 1960. Bathing Girls in 1949. Bontoc Igorots in 1952. Boy and Girl on Haystack in 1952. Boy on a Carabao Crossing a Ford in 1942. Fernando Amorsolo died in April 24, 1972 at the age of 79. In the same year, he became the first Filipino to be distinguished as the Philippines' national artist in painting, and named as the Grand Old Man of Philippine art. Vicente Manansala was born in Macabebe, Pampanga in January 22, 1910. He is a modern artist who used a semi-abstract style to paint religious subjects and scenes of Philippines' urban life. Born in Manila, at the age of 15, Manansala studied under Ramon Peralta, while also working as a sign painter. He entered the University of the Philippines School of the Fine Arts in 1926 and graduated in 1930. As a neo-realist and a member of 13 Modernists, Manansala is regarded as one of the Philippines' most prominent post-war artists. He had his first one-man show at the Manila Hotel in 1951. Manansala's post-war painting was influenced by the work of Fernando Amorsolo. His subject included mothers with children, cockfights, street vendors, and family gatherings. After making his first sentimental painting of country people, he soon developed a new set of works that shows the difficulty of city life. One of his works in this period is Madonna of the Slums. It portrays a mother and a child living in poverty in a post-war Manila shantytown. While making this representation of paintings, he also experimented in abstraction. After his death in August 22, 1981, he was proclaimed a national artist in painting in 1982. Cesar Legaspi was born in Tondo, Manila on April 2, 1917. He was a Philippine modern artist whose powerful early works depicted the struggles of city dwellers, including laborers and beggars. After graduating from the University of the Philippines School of Fine Arts in 1936, Legaspi studied abroad in both Paris and Madrid. His painting from the period surrounding World War II shows his personal reaction to the war and to the Japanese occupation to the Philippines. His Tree Planters from 1949 depicts the powerful facing of those survived the war. Legaspi spent many years as a magazine illustrator and artistic director in advertising agencies, where he took time in between his work to do paintings. In 1963, he held a one-person show at the Luz Gallery. This marked the beginning of an active phase in the creation of major new works. In 1969, Legaspi left his career in advertising to devote his time to painting. He starts a good work in this period, including gracefully abstracted figures in cubist setting. One example of this is the Untitled in 1970, in which shows a glowly forms of orange, yellow, and green combined in a rhythmic dance. 10 years later, he held a major tree art exhibit, including his Jeepney series. These works bring together abstract imagery of human mechanical forms into dynamic compositions. Legaspi's mature paintings tells universally human experiences. His large, broad canvases shows the straining movements of abstracted figures in poses of hope, struggle, and triumph. An outstanding example of Legaspi's great artwork is Brainstorm, which includes two nude figures in a radiant cosmic encounter. A large-scale Legaspi mural can be seen today at Manila's San Fernando Station. Cesar Legaspi was proclaimed the national artist in painting in 1990. He died 4 years later at the age of 76 on April 7, 1994.